Testing 1, 2, 3.
Listen, I don't want to hear it. I have something.
Okay, it's 6:30. I'll call to order the meeting of the town council. Roll call shows everybody's here except for Blair. She is. Blair, can you hear me?
Yes,
Did you state where your location is?
Hampton, Virginia.
Okay, thank you. Okay, can do the pledge of allegiance. Pledge of allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice.
Ladies and gentlemen, before you have the agenda. We need to amend and subtract. If not, I'll look for a motion to accept it.
So many.
Okay,
Okay, I have a motion by Ron to accept it. Need a second? Need a second. Dr. Condit. Blair,
What are we voting on? I can barely hear you guys.
Accepting the agenda.
Yes,
okay. Becky,
yes.
Olivia,
Yes.
Ron.
Yeah.
Bernice
Yes.
and Dr. Condit.
Yeah.
Thank you. Public comment. I don't know who's on the list, but the first person may stand up and just tell us who you are in case somebody doesn't know you.
I've got that Thomas Runnett, former member of council. I live at 216 Albemarle Avenue, Mineral Voting District, Town of Mineral. Come to you tonight in reference to 3 issues. And they're important, and I'd like you to listen and think before you vote tonight. First is Miller's Market and the gas pumps. Okay. First thing, unless you're under a rock, you know that Amazon made an announcement that they're going to spend $11 billion with a B dollars here in Louisa County. One of the sites is right next to North Anna Nuclear Power Station. One of the sites is right next to the Water Authority's plant at the backside of the reservoir. I've got mine going, Bernice. So, you folks, here's the thing. You need to get ready. There's going to be a whole lot of people in here. As I've said with Mr. Jarvis, right now, with a pre-approved PUD, plus the stuff that's approved in town, you're looking between 400 and 450 residences before someone approaches for multifamily. Okay, that's right now. The more you can give commercially, i.e. the gas pumps in a commercial district, in a commercial venue, to prep for this, the better you're gonna be. A little history for those of you that weren't here. I was here when North Anna came in. It was absolutely amazing overnight. So if we can help this man prepare for the onslaught of people, my dad had a gas station that sat where the parking lot was. And we went from pumping a car or so every other hour to in the mornings, there'd be a line. You can't get into the gas station that's currently in town. Either place, it's crowded. So you really need to put the commercial development in the commercial district. Second, you've got all this housing that's going to be coming in. You have a large influx of people. You need to prepare water and sewer. You've got to invest in your water and sewer and upgrade, and the sewer, there's very little left to do on it. The water system, you've got to get to work on it before all these people come in. And finally, last but not least, we'll make this really brief. When the school burned down, the debris was pushed into the cellar. It was covered up. All that trash, all that debris is in that cellar. The oil tank is still on site. The boiler house is still on site. Please, 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 before you get messing with something that is going to cost the citizens and taxpayers of the town of Mineral, leave it alone. The oil has to be remediated, oil tank. The trash and all the stuff that's pushed into that foundation will have to be remediated. And that boiler house will have to be taken down. And if there's any asbestos, it will have to be remediated. Please let somebody else handle that. We've got plenty of property in town for recreation as it is, especially with the new park that the Whitlocks donated. Please, please, please keep the development in the development zones. Prepare for the onslaught of people that are coming. And don't get us into a boondoggle, and that is a boondoggle. Thank you.
I have something to say too. Chris Gare, 80 St. Cecilia Avenue here in town. Really just kind of echoing a couple things Mr. Runnett said. I would absolutely support Miller's Market and the town helping Miller's Market as much as they can. I owned a grocery store for 10 years. I know how hard that business model is. And having a gas station there is just going to drive them more business. It's going to be a benefit to the citizens for them to sustain and improve their business. It's going to add tax dollars. And it's going to improve, a street that has abandoned commercial buildings and abandoned houses on it that have been that way for years. Let the businesses thrive and do what they need to do. If they were gone, I mean, we spend the lion's share of our money there. Any business in town, we're glad they're here, but I know how difficult it is for that business. The water and sewer, same thing. I mean, I'd love to see the fire hydrants fixed. I mean, you guys have 400 units coming into town, but don't have, properly functioning fire hydrants, and ones that are out of commission seem like and that's a safety, it's not only a safety issue, it's like a life and death issue, potentially. And I'll mention something about the school, the old burned down school across the street from our house. Something needs to be done about it. I mean, you guys have the authority to enforce your own laws, and that, I mean, now I guess he's completely abandoned it. It's overgrown. There's trash. There's toxic materials in it. There's animals running in and out. It's been that way for years, for decades, and you're the one authority that can start to issue, notices and fines, and even if it's in bankruptcy, fine. So it doesn't matter. It can't sit there for another 5 years. Use your own code, use the code of Virginia, and hammer on whoever is letting that happen. So to not support a business that wants to come in and expand and thrive and attract more people to town seems, I mean, completely the opposite if you're gonna let abandoned commercial properties sit and be vacant and be a hazard right next to a playground. So let Miller's Market come on in and do what they need to do to make some money. And yeah, I mean, the school mess has been around for, years, but you guys have the authority to do something about it. And pretty much only you at this point. Thanks.
Anybody else? want to
See,
speak?
we do agree with that.
Not, I'll close the public comment period. At tab A, the reminder is, it says council minutes, but really what it is, it's the minutes from the deed acceptance ceremony that we had on September 8th. And those were the minutes that were captured by Bernice. Thank you for doing that.
Do we not have the minutes from the last meeting?
We do not have the minutes from the last meeting yet. Those
I
are-
didn't do one.
Oh, I know you didn't.
So those are in the process, and I think Bernice has offered to at least provide some comments that she has and stuff like that. So hopefully that was.
We'll have them for next month.
Good. So I need a motion to accept what you see as the deed acceptance ceremony minutes.
I make a motion.
Okay. Motion by Becky, seconded by Dr. Coben.
Yeah.
Blair,
Yes,
Bernice,
Yes.
Becky,
Yes.
Olivia, abstain, okay?
I got wrong.
Oh, yeah, how about Ron? Thank you, Ron.
Yes.
Thank you.
Feeling love and stuff.
Yeah. I'm sure better. At tab B are the minutes, I'm sorry, is the payments. This is the first month that we've actually gotten all the bills into one stack. And as was mentioned last month, we only have a partial and yeah. Take a minute to look those up if you haven't. Then I'll take a motion from someone to,
Before that, can I ask the 11 battery backups, those are for the computer stations, right?
right, yeah, we couldn't, it's not that we couldn't find, it, but it was gonna take some time to get up this stuff that was big enough to cover everything, so we decided maybe the individual was the way to go.
what's the cost of them individually?
They're about $190 a pop.
First about that, I read Pony for $2,000. I said, my God, is it gold?
Bills. Bernice has made a motion to pay the bills, Ron has seconded. Dr. Cohen,
Yeah.
Becky,
Yes.
Olivia, Blair,
Yes,
Brian,
Yes.
and Bernice. Okay. Well, it's time for our new town attorney's reports. Catherine?
Yeah, very simply, as most of you all know, I have done kind of an orientation with members of council. I've met some staff. I have begun, doing the review that was requested on the code. And I'll be working on recommendations. In fact, I will be asking for recommendations of specifics, what council is looking for revisions on specific matters. That just something that's going to take some time to go through and get a feel for where to focus first. I have also conferred with the former town attorney on the issues that she is wrapping up, that she's discussed with you all. I did go down to the circuit court and got sworn in, and so it's all officials at this point, for as long as you'll have me. And it's the same of, please contact me with any questions, let me know what I need to know.
I guess I didn't realize that you had to be sworn in by the courts. Okay, well, welcome. Thanks for accepting the job.
Glad to be here.
What's the,
We don't feel that.
I don't have per se a town manager's report, but I will yield to DMV. And
Well, last month, as you know, was our high, mineral gross highest in the whole state of Virginia at 66. Yeah. And I'd like to thank all of y'all because you played a big role in that, providing us extra support with the new computers, new printers. We got a new titling room in there and we're utilizing it today. So we can take double the clerks, double the work, just keep it flowing. So hopefully it'll become a trend that we're #1 instead of 3, on the list of 66. So really that's, once we get the system up and running in there, I would like to start cross-training our DMV employees to do like tasks of taking water bills, and helping out with the town side as much as possible. I don't see where that would be a problem. And we did create a new position. It's called the dedicated title specialist, and they really work with all our title vendors that come in and with big corporations and big businesses to help recruit more work in. So there's just a selected few DMV employees that they really experience, really know what to do. So as far as that goes, but yeah, that's about it on our side. So thank you.
yeah, please pass along to your staff. Great job.
How about for you?
Tough duty.
Oh, as well as there is a, it says date 08 of 23, it's really should be at 09, for September 1 on the report there. An error. All right, thank you.
Bernice, I'm gonna let you go first, as far as any committee report.
So beautification of park. We are trying to schedule a meeting so that we can all get together and review the parks and see what needs to be done and evaluate them. So I'm going to speak to those two after the meeting. Becky and I did go meet with the Little League. Becky's children played Little League. My children played Little League. My husband was a Little League coach for 20 years.
And Snake was a little for
So
50 years.
we just figured we just go over and see how it's going. They're very unorganized. But we did tell them we would be willing to do anything to help them out. And one thing that they did mention that they would like to have help with is they would like to start using their bathrooms, but they don't have water, they don't have sewer there. And so apparently, I don't know how this even happened, but apparently one of the spots where people park along the concession stand, that's their sewer. So it's failed because people park on it. So they said if we could get sewer over there, then they would fix the bathrooms and open the bathrooms back up again. So that's one thing that we need to discuss. The other thing is, and it has information on that thing. The other thing is Patty has called, and for us to have a dumpster over there, a 4-yard once a week dump would be $125 a week, and a 6-yard once a week dump would be $162. We would need to provide a lot so that just the general public could not use it. But if it's locked and the general public can't use it, I don't know why we would need larger than a 4-yard. So.
Okay,
They felt actually that, and I don't agree with this, and maybe Olivia has something to say about this. They felt that a lot of the trash from over there comes from the farmers market, but I don't think that's true. I don't see it.
Absolutely not, and most of the time.
I wasn't gonna
farmers
argue
market
it.
is-
I wasn't gonna argue it.
There are usually games, multiple games happening during the farmers market.
I've been to the farmers market, well, I started at Becky, and I have never seen people go there and throw things in that trash can.
Becky's very on top of people doing
Oh,
what they need
yeah.
to do and using the trash can
Right.
really.
So, I don't see it, but I didn't argue it. So if we can help them with the sewer and keeping the trash up, because their coaches are supposed to, after the games, pick that trash up. And,
But they're leaving it in the bags right there.
when they leave the concession stand.
They don't have
because
anywhere to put
they
the
do
trash.
stuff waiting in front of the door.
Yeah, they don't have anywhere to put the trash.
And I don't think it's, but it's up to you guys, but it has more information on that. Do we have anything to say?
No, just, and all the trash cans belong to us, is what Hank told me.
It's the ones with the cement covering,
All of them belong to us.
not the ones in the dugout. That's,
Oh, well, that's theirs,
That's
I mean, but everything around, because I didn't really know.
yeah, all
What
this
was what.
trash in those cement cylinders belong to us.
yeah, I didn't know that too, and it's, you could call me afterwards. I did talk to Hank about what it would guesstimation cost for us to hook that into the sewer system. And as Hank and I were talking, as most of you know, we're also having up to 9 townhouses across the street. And so I challenged Hank in going and looking at the design to incorporate the future growth and maybe run a sewer underneath St. Cecilia, so that when Tori gets around to the building, then there'll be a spot that he'll be able to hook up. And with us raising our rates the way we did, we'll be able to recoup some of the money. Hank guesstimated that was between $25,000 and $30,000. So, just FYI. As far as the dumpster, that's really, if council is good with that, we can order that, providing that we have it so that it's locked. Because part of the problem we had before is Mr. Greer asked us quite a bit of time because people were dumping that, closing the dumpster, the birds, the animals and stuff like that.
Every Tuesday night, you stream of people.
Yeah, so, that's a possibility. I know, we've had the, maintenance folks going over there a couple times during the week and dumping it, especially right after, for the most part, the Little League. And so that would help putting it into one big container instead of rounding up 9 jugs and toting them to wherever we're taking them to dump them, so.
What does the county cover on that part? Isn't it anything by the county?
No, that's just the playground, they provide the equipment and they take care of the equipment, but that is our part.
Is there an agreement or an MOU or something with them already?
There probably was a long time ago, but it's long before.
I was told that that was an agreement where it's at. I have no idea. But years ago, ever since they started using it, it was some kind of an agreement.
Because my husband got the lights for that field.
And there are pictures from the 1800s using that field for a sport.
And I played softball on that field. And I played jump rope on that field.
So, again, it's up to the council what you want to do. If you want to, the town manager to go ahead and get a dumpster, as I call it, for their lots.
I'll make a motion to go ahead for the.
Don't we have that in the old business? Are we gonna do it? Are we gonna do it now?
Yeah, if you want, we can certainly. I forgot that I had it in the.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay,
Can we keep going, my,
please.
the website, we were told that we should have a page on there for the Whitlock Park. Well, I just turned the story from the newspaper and put it in there with some pictures that they gave us and some pictures that we took. And we will we'll redo it as time goes on and we have things we can put up there other than that. We have on the website actual minutes, video, and just working papers for the planning commission this time, so. On buildings, where are we with the door to the factory?
Yeah, I'm not sure I know where we are, so I'll take an IOU to call those folks.
And on utilities, we're gonna resume our meetings next month, so.
Okay.
For that.
Do you have any information regarding us having to put some additional information up on our website based on the well, we haven't had the audit yet from the Wyatt.
I haven't been given any additional information, but if I get it, I'll certainly get it up there. However, at the bottom, I have been sent, if you go to the bottom of our website, there are two things down there that I was sent a couple of months ago that needed to go on there, and they're there.
Okay. Yeah, it seems that we had to put something in there.
Right, and that is at the bottom, very bottom.
Do you recall what it is? I can't verbatim. But it's an equal opportunity type.
Yes, it is. It's about that we're equal opportunity employer and blah, 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 stuff like that. It's not.
So.
And what was the factory? The factory. That was Myrtle Mill. I didn't know it was a factory.
I know that there's no door there, and I'm thinking maybe that's it, but I didn't.
Yeah, that would be a It was a children's clothing factory.
Okay.
It's pretty old, it's probably, I get somebody.
It was kind of cut down and just hanging down and then.
Yep.
I think the Little League took it so they could get their.
Other companies didn't take it up.
No.
I meant to take one out.
Okay.
One across the.
Good.
Okay.
Anything else?
I don't think I have anything else.
Okay, Rob?
So for planning commission, Bernice kind of mentioned it already, we finally have minutes and video for the first time in multiple years. The planning commission has met with the PDC, and we are working on what that scope of the project will be to have the comp plan done. They did change the meeting, so now it is the last Thursday of the month. This month. For personnel, we are still working through the personnel policy manual, one policy at a time, so more to come on that next month.
Good. I will mention that, Ron, you were sick, that, they did temporarily, in the interim, elect Mr. Hewley
Oh, yes.
as the chairperson until he got the full quorum, which hopefully this next week we can pass. Olivia.
No current applicants and shows.
Okay, Becky.
Okay, cemetery, I talked to Louis, everything's up to date, whatever. There will be bush hogging the fields. They do that 3 times a year, and that's gonna be done in the next few weeks. Fire and police, general speeding, whatever, things that they've done. They are having a fundraiser on November the 11th, which is their $10,000 giveaway. If anybody's interested, you better let them know pretty quick. You get a steak dinner or whatever with it. The fire hydrants. I had talked with Garland Knuckles. And their town has just put in a bunch of new fire hydrants with a grant. He's gonna let me know about the grant. I may have to end up calling Liz, their town manager, instead, but we have at least 2 that I think they've been waiting on parts order. I talked to Hank too, and they're probably gonna just have to be replaced. Yeah, it's taken a long time to get parts, and that's kind of silly to wait. And maybe it's even been a year or more, I don't know, but by the time you wait for the parts, get the fire hydrant in here and get it rolling.
We won't be able to get a grant until we have the audits completed. So, I mean, the grant information would be great, but there's no way we can get it possibly this year until that's taken care of.
It depends on the grant.
Yeah, the audit is been a real speed bump here on that. Mr. Runnett,
If being former chairman of the Water and Sewer Committee, just to bring you guys up to speed. What happened with the 2 hydrants is when we went to order replacement hydrants, there were none. There were none available. We checked through Main Street. We checked through with Foremost. We went to all our vendors. There just wasn't any available. So we ordered parts, and some have come,
They have not come in.
No, some, a little bit of the parts have come in, but the other, there just wasn't any available. And there was none that we could salvage.
How long ago was this?
This was when I was still on council last fall. We ordered, and there was no hydrants available to buy.
Just got some new ones, so.
They probably had them on order for quite a while.
Yeah.
But that's the reason that they were parts ordered rather than replacement. They had some of the parts they could order, they didn't have hydrants. And the 2 are one at the back of, by the Harlow House, Park Place, whatever you want to call it, on the backside of the school property. And that was broke when they were testing the water pressure there. And then the other one is across from Sherry and Tony's house on First Street, up at the top of the hill at the town limits. It's up and on the bank. So that helps you guys.
Have they flushed? They haven't flushed the.
That is scheduled for them to.
It's been scheduled for a while.
Well, they're having some issues right now, as you well know. And
yeah.
So, but they do have it planned to go through the whole town and flush. And then once they're flushed, then you can go in and repaint.
Yeah. Okay.
And Hank has been also calling the people that they ordered the parts from every week, trying to find out when they're going to be coming in. So he has been checking in on them all the time.
thank you.
Can volunteer everything?
Well, I don't know. We'll have to check on that.
What did you?
Volunteers, we have volunteers repaint. Yeah,
You talking about the firemen?
No,
No, like citizen volunteers, like my son or people who live in my house, or something, they would, they're capable of, and they enjoy doing it, be a contribution. And, you know, rather than taking the town's time, like just painting a hole, you know, I mean, it's like, so I'm just saying, it'd be nice if we could do that.
let's take an IOU to make sure that, you know, you can do that, because I'd hate for somebody to paint something and then not be able to get the cap off because we used the wrong paint.
Oh, I know, something else I wanted to.
Okay.
say. Carmen, what's the story on somebody stealing water out of the hydrants?
Well,
that you gotta go to the mayor about. He's, I think, gonna talk to y'all about that later.
yeah, and since you brought it up, I will actually talk about it. So, we had noticed that we were losing quite a bit of water. And it wasn't like we were getting a lot of rain and stuff. And our local gentleman over here that owns Hall's Body Shop. He was working on his truck early in the morning and heard a commotion. And when he came out from under his truck, he startled a couple of individuals that had hooked up to our fire hydrant next to his house and were filling about a 750,000 gallon. And they hurriedly jumped in after they unhooked and took off. So then we were on a scavenger hunt for about 2 weeks, maybe 3. And I had put the word out to several of the businesses and to not only the maintenance folks, but also to Mr. Rennett. And a week ago, I was coming down East Fifth Street and when I stopped at the stop sign, I looked down the West Fifth Street and there were 2 trucks. And so I zoomed down there and caught 7 individuals, 2 vehicles hooked up to the fire hydrant, stuck in water. And so I popped out and I said to them, "What are you guys doing?" And they said, the first problem was nobody spoke English. And then I said, well, somebody's gonna have to start speaking English or I'm not gonna be a happy camper. And then one guy started speaking it. And he said that he was getting water for a project and that he had coordinated with the town and was actually paying us. And I said, well, that can't be possible because I would have been informed about that. And since I knew nothing about it, but I did know that this wasn't their first time because they had been caught and took off. People that are paying for water usually don't take off. And so I called the sheriff and Mr. Halls, I guess, saw the commotion and he called Hank. And by the time Hank came down, Hank saw that I was there and we were waiting on the sheriff. And the sheriff came and agreed on the allegation. And he talked to them and according to them, they had only done this 4 or 5 times.
Oh, that's all.
But we don't really know that to be true. So turns out that they were a subcontractor working for Firefly. And they were getting the water for the underground boring machine that uses water to help move the earth. So you put the cable underneath the ground. So I called the Board of Supervisors, Mineral District, Adams, told him to call Firefly and let them know what their subcontractor was doing. Sheriff asked me what I wanted, and I said, I want you to arrest a lot of them. And I want restitution because we had just raised our water rates for our residents. And here we got people stealing that. And, you know, it's not a one-time thing and I'm not sure. So that's, we got a hold of the contractor and they haven't gotten back to me yet, but eventually the contractor should be checking with the town office to find out how much actually that's going to cost.
Is there anybody who's offering to get water out of our hydrants?
No.
Because I have seen that before.
Yeah, no,
At the hydrant by Bobby, by the whatever, I have seen, I'm thinking, well, maybe it's for.
if it's not a fireman,
I have seen it. There's like twice last year, it's kind of weird, but maybe they have authorization, maybe.
But isn't it-
Their water, I mean.
Isn't it
Now that I
hard to
see
get in
like,
water?
Take
To
it
get the water from the houses.
Yes, but you can go on Amazon and buy the special wrench. That's how they got it.
Mr. Hall asked me today what the outcome.
So,
So who's paying for that water that they got? I mean, who paid
Well,
for it? We did? I mean,
yeah, we have been paying for it, but we're.
but maybe that's why my bill was so high this time. You think so, Patty?
Meeting, I need to report that out.
Yeah, so fortunately or unfortunately, if they're taking it from fire hydrant, it's not coming from any personal resident.
I bet it is.
I can't vouch for it, they're hooking up to your garden.
No stand like me.
Yeah, so. With that, I'm sorry, yeah.
Welcome in, new, Mr. Wright. On your side of town, Becky, he came in and he asked me to, Alvin Wright, he asked me to tell you guys that he would appreciate if his water meter could be read every 30 days instead of here and there because his bill is wacko. That could be a reason why your water is high.
No, I know what my problem is.
Between 27 and 30 days per month, okay, it's normally done between the 23rd and the 23rd
Yeah.
of the month. When I went on vacation, we did it, he read on the 16th and I billed them on the 18th. Otherwise, they wouldn't have got it billed until after the holiday. That was the one.
Yeah, the problem,
37 days.
yeah, the problem was my side.
It was 37.
Because Kate came over to my house and we found what the problem was. I had a leak.
Oh,
Yeah, I had a leak in my litter bathroom. So
He
in fact, he came to my house twice.
Somebody needed to find me.
Yeah, that's a good thing for you to know is these people really keep track of when things are coming in.
The 23rd, I said, you're doing it the 23rd of this month, and he said, well, that's on a Sunday, and I said, well, here's the 22nd. 23rd.
He said that, for him, as there are other people in town that they don't need their water to watch it, but then I have to leave this in, but I have county water and it's $80.
Yeah,
Mine was $108 when $107. Yeah.
and it's not even super cold. Did you do?
That is it.
Blair, do you have anything to report?
No,
I don't know. Nothing, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I can give you one.
We're going to old business. I think we've already talked about the maintenance of the Little League complex. I certainly will take a motion on the trash dumpster. Bernice has made the motion and then Dr. Colbert has seconded.
What size are we?
I would recommend if it's gonna be locked, start with a small one. If we need it, we can always trade it for the larger one. I agree. We're at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Oh, when they're playing fall ball.
Yeah, the fall ball is until.
And how much was the small one?
Small is 125 a week. That's per week, yeah. Do we want it dumped weekly or do you want it dumped bi-weekly? How do we want to step that?
Tony, based on your picking
I'm
up.
gonna start with a small one, let's go weekend, see how it works, and then maybe we can go bi-weekly.
Okay.
I'll get started weekend and give her a couple of weeks to see.
Okay, thank you. Blair, yes, no?
I didn't hear what they said.
A motion to put a dumpster by the Little League at
Yes.
125 per week to start.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
Olivia,
Yes.
Bernice,
Yes.
and Dr. Cole. Okay.
I can order it.
Yes,
All right, where are we gonna put it?
That's where it was, I suppose.
You know what? I'm gonna shock you, but give me Mr. Greer and find out where we can put that it's not offensive to your site.
Yeah, sounds great, thanks.
Okay.
And, okay. At tab D,
Wait a minute, I want to make a motion that we go ahead and do the bathroom or the. I want to make that motion to go ahead and,
I mean, there's a bathroom.
well,
No,
there used to be a septic system.
yeah, I'll make a motion that we get that done before the next season. Which,
Okay, so motion by Becky to incorporate getting the bathhouse slash whatever the food vending.
the
place.
storage
Yeah.
hookup.
Would that fall on 23-24? And it does.
Well, I don't-
That impact.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get to it until after the first of the year. But we're gonna make some adjustments on the budget in December anyways, so we'll see.
About 30.
He said 25 to 30.
But that's also, setting up to get a bird.
Right.
Which will recoup some of that money.
Yeah.
So Dr. Covet, your vote? Bernice?
Yeah.
Ron?
Yes.
Olivia? Abstain. And
Yes.
Becky? Catherine, or Blair?
Yes,
Okay, thank you. The next order of business is the foundation lease agreement. And bringing that up, just one, because I wanted to ensure that everybody knew that we did have this legal signed lease and stuff, and we put it in here. And part of the reason we put it in here is also because since this is a new council, if there's any modifications or changes, you at least know what's currently happening here. And we're basically, I guess, Ron, do you want to say anything since you're the president of the Historic Foundation or anything like that?
Only that the foundation will meet at the either end of next week or end of this week or end of next week. To review this and make sure, but I'm still waiting on some information from town hall.
Okay. Do you know exactly what it is that you need from town hall? Just because I want to be able, since I have the clerk here and everybody.
What I had expressed to the town manager was I needed actual copies of the bills. So anytime, I mean, the town doesn't pay off of an email, right?
Right.
There's an email to Patty and then get a check. So we have to be able to back up expenditures with an actual.
Do you have those that you can?
And you had sent me, I think this, but you put an M in my last name.
So he never got the email.
Did you? I got the. Did you? Okay, awesome. Then I should be able to review that. I haven't checked today or yesterday. I was.
I mean, I'm getting beautiful.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah, thank you.
So just the water deposit, the water bills and how much?
Yes, please.
Okay. I'm just trying to make sure that makes it easier so that we're not going back and forth, because sometimes electronics doesn't seem to want to work. And then the only other thing is, I guess the insurance, if that's
Right.
but she can have that. If there's no more comments on it, then I'll move to.
If we may, while we have the foundation on the table, can we address the Christmas event? Is that?
Yep.
is that way outside of?
No, I think you could do that, go ahead.
So I just wanted to confirm that you would be available the night of the 9th, town hall open to meet and greet with the mayor.
Yeah.
And then also confirm that the Christmas tree will be purchased by the end of this month. Otherwise, we're gonna end up with a dead one again.
Yeah, you think I see the word Christmas tree. It comes from, is it Carol's, what?
Carol, Carol's, I can get you, I'll get you the name.
It's the Chisholm, but.
Yeah.
The woman's a Chisholm, but she married a Carol. I can't think of the farm name.
I'll forward you his email address when I get home.
Okay, now is it special size or a day, a special time when I get it or anything like that?
So he, as long as it's installed by December 9th, but he'll typically, when you send an email, he'll tell you I have a 10-foot. This is the cost, it's usually about $125. Mm-hmm.
And so if you have it until December,
Right.
maybe know where it goes.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
they've installed it for,
Last name is Carol.
it's Carol's
Playbook.
Playbrook Farm.
Yeah.
Thank you, I was like, if you hadn't said it, I would have known it right off the top of my head.
That's what you get for living here all your life.
Do you want it before the night to bring it?
Yeah, because we have to light it and decorate it. If he can do it the weekend before,
I like the Christmas decorations up for Thanksgiving.
look, mine gonna be up for Halloween, but, so if we're looking at a calendar. Just to clarify, because I know,
I noticed that there's one hole and the plugs are on another hole.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to do what we did last year.
the
We're
week
gonna have
after
to have-
Thanksgiving would be ideal. Yeah, by then we
Well,
will things, so then we still have lighting and decorating.
Do you want this or?
Oh, no.
It does.
Okay,
Week after, that's good.
okay,
Yeah, in that week between Thanksgiving and the 1st of December.
okay.
And then, have we made a decision on the snowflakes for the town?
Well, we were just talking about that. We're gonna have to do what we did last year. Because we've got outrageous. Bids for that. And so last year we hung them on the old pole and plugged them in on the new pole. And
Did we have them?
yes, we did.
Yeah, they just,
And there's a loose band going around someplace because when they were in front of my house, they took the band off and brought it to Ed.
Okay, so. I guess we'll get the maintenance folks to check out the snowflakes and make sure the
The lights were.
lights work.
We're just seeing them like that, I don't know why I remember that.
So, okay. On tab E, I'm sorry, it's actually tab E, under new business, the conditional use request from Miller's Market. I want to let you know that a formal vote was made by the what I call the planning commission. And the planning commission made a motion to allow for the up request to go forward. And what is before you now is only for council to authorize that the public hearing be set by the planning commission to get inputs from the community. Unless,
Is it a public hearing for the planning commission?
yes,
Not for council.
not, we're not doing the dual thing anymore.
Correct.
So this is just for the planning commission to entertain the public comment.
Will the public hearing be during our meeting or
No.
during?
There.
Their meeting.
We're not doing any more
And-
combined.
when.
Yeah,
So it will come to us eventually?
yeah, because eventually we have to either.
Because we're the ones that have,
That's
yeah,
right. You approve it, you disapprove it.
But this gives the planning commission the opportunity to put together a comprehensive proposal to council.
I move that we allow this.
I second.
I just need a consensus, so,
Do we need a?
yeah.
Yeah. I thought you said you needed a motion,
No, he said,
because it says on the decision by motion
Yeah,
at the,
okay, yeah, I'm fine with that. I've talked too many times. Things are, yeah,
Becky made the
okay.
motion, I second.
Becky, thank you for making the motion to proceed with the public hearing for the planning commission. And Ron seconded it, and Dr. Talbot,
Yeah.
Bernice,
No, I do believe that this needs to be a request for a rezoning and not a CUP.
okay, Blair,
Yes,
Becky,
yes,
Olivia. And Ron, yes.
Now, who is going to take responsibility for advertising the public hearing for the plan?
Well, we will do it at the request of the interim.
Hopefully have him contact town hall.
Because it's really their show,
Right,
but yeah, we will,
I just didn't want to get it
yeah,
lost in the shuffle.
right. Okay, if there's nothing else, we're going to close session. And I'll read this,
It's fine.
yes, okay, let's take a 5-minute recess for this meeting.
Break.
Yes, no, yeah, we're gonna go on break now. Yes. So we'll go. And. Or the last person's going to do this.
I just know it's gonna be bottom.
Slowly, it's nicotine high. Or the flame or the smoke, I don't know.
still nicotine.
Yeah, well,
Oh, I
doing about it.
Oh, okay.
We have. Go in.
Oh,
really close to
I don't know his name.
Yeah, look at others.
Like the early gas one.
Yeah.
I have people come.
Hey,
Hey, Ed, anything to say about, when they're hiring somebody for the town clerk's position, you guys already spoken?
yeah, you really could have done it at public. Files. But I mean, public.
Only because people that know they will find it. Only remember that they should be, one of them was in here a couple times. We had done this thing, and looked at black screen because usually printing. We just set up a Zoom. And I just. To interview somebody.
Well,
And it was also mentioned about them. Sunday, the town council should be the one actually.
well, they will. Will, yeah, really, and we got a candidate that presented to town council.
So that's, so basically the town manager.
Yeah, because that's really what his function is. And in fact, the attorney talking.
Like people that aren't employed by the town shouldn't have any say in it.
That aren't employed by the town. Well, so part of the twist on this was A couple of managers to, and of course, I don't know if there was a lack of transparency. You know, and there, you know, yeah.
To me, that sounds like it's like the old nepotism, just coming to full circle here with the town.
Yeah.
And, you know, I hate to think that qualified people
Yeah,
aren't gonna get a fair shake because they may not be liked by somebody. Or, you know, they should, I'm hoping that they're gonna be hired on skill.
well, that's.
Because the comments that was made to one of the people that was interviewed was like, oh, well, we should only have a previous government worker. And I'm like, well, why do you bother interviewing me?
Yeah.
And that's what I'd be saying.
Yeah.
If you already know who you're gonna pick.
I-
I don't know, I'm just
Yeah, no,
really bothered by the whole way that it's going now.
Yeah.
Especially, you know, I mean, I thought that we were having a whole turnaround and getting focused on doing things on the other, up in the back door.
right.
But I'm feeling like the back door is coming full circle.
Well, I can tell you, I didn't participate in any of that because if it goes into like a tie, then I'd have to be, and so I have been staying with it. But, you know, these guys, I'm hoping are going. And. This,
And we're all, people that apply to interview.
only the people that were paid based on the criteria, which I don't even know what that criteria was, because it isn't part of it. And I don't know if it's
The old circle.
Yeah. So how long of a drive do you have?
If it's someone thinks that, they're usually that's not straight. So,
That's good.
I mean, that's what I'm. That's
It's easy to tell. It's what today, but it's supposed to be exactly.
I don't have anything to do, I expect that if you put
If you're gonna interview people, then you should at least know how to do it.
So far.
Exactly.
We've got some riveting stuff on the agenda tonight.
I mean, that's different. At least you know that.
Yeah.
That's expected. That's what Exactly. It's just so they could say. But they can't really get it in there. Multitasking.
That's where I'm at.
So I. Oh, yeah. Everyone's busy.
Well, that's your area.
With this. Yeah. I can also go through the documents if I want to. I can handwrite it.
No.
So I have. No, this.
Which was strange.
My God, I just got it. No, I can. But you know, the thing is the bonus house area.
Yeah.
Basically, like. Here.
Yeah.
Taking it here.
don't like.
And then, yeah. As you know, that on page 13. So. A lot for me to hold and figure out.
It might, you know.
That's basically the agenda.
Okay. I'm gonna. In accordance with section 2.23711A1 of the Code of Virginia, I move that the Mineral Town Council convene in closed session to consider a personnel matter, the interviewing and appointment of a town clerk, and in accordance with section 2.2-3711A7 of the Code of Virginia, to consult with legal counsel on a specific legal matter requiring the provision of legal advice by counsel, and in accordance with section 2.2-3711A3 of the Code of Virginia, for the discussion and consideration of the disposal of publicly held real property, specifically the property known as the old jail, town jail, and the purchase real property of a public purpose, specifically supplemental recreation property, where discussion in an open meeting would adversely affect the bargaining position and negotiation strategy of the public body. Need a motion?
So me,
Ron, seconded. Seconded by Bernice. Blair,
Yes.
Becky,
Yes.
Olivia,
Yes.
Ron,
Yes.
Bernice.
Yeah.
Dr. Cody.
Yeah.
And Fran, let me shut the recording off. All you all folks will have to step out, if you don't mind. Okay,
Good.
I reconvene these out of closed session. And I'm going to poll each member to certify.
Are you gonna open the door? It's one person out there.
I have to get the
We gotta certify.
If you would, thank you.
So question G, certify that to the best of your knowledge, only the public business matters lawfully exempted from the open public meeting requirement under this chapter, and only such business matters as were identified in the motion by which the closed meeting was covered were heard, discussed, or considered in the meeting by the public body. Another body. I so sorry. Oh, are you doing wrong by that?
Bernice,
So certified.
Ron,
certified.
Olivia.
I so certified.
Becky.
Sir.
I so certify.
We're now back in to open discussion.
So I motion that we appoint as soon as possible Amanda Wen, I would have said her name wrong, as the new town clerk.
And is there a second, Olivia? Dr. Tobin,
Yeah.
Bernice,
Yes.
Ron,
Yes.
Olivia,
Yes.
Becky,
Yes.
and Blair.
Yes.
Okay, that's 6-0.
I just have two questions.
Yes, sir.
When can she start?
26.
The 26th, and do we know, and this might have to go back to both sessions, what we agreed to pay her?
Do we have a package? Can you bring the package to start out?
Just so that we're thinking payroll budget.
Yeah, no, it's not. It was 40 something, 77.
Yeah, but I don't think that's what you,
I thought this was what you said.
yeah.
No,
We just,
It started at 47. I think I'm doing that too, so.
Yes, Patty, your folder matches the outfit. On the flag, I'm sorry. Oh, there's like a whole bunch of these. Were these supposed to be passed out?
No, just,
That's the same thing that's been,
Okay.
oh, what is it?
if you want to announce for your colleagues what,
So the salary for the position would be 47,242 per year. And that's payable on a weekly basis. So again, the town clerk's position, just to clarify, is a salaried position. So it's one of those, you work 60 hours, you work 40 hours, right, depending on the needs of the town. Right.
it's.
Yeah, I think it's that.
Nothing that says she'll be in the, right, I'm telling you, I've been there 15 hours.
I know, but it's what I had to do.
Is there any other questions you have? Is there a motion to?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to convene.
Huh?
But
We are not convening. We did-
Oh,
To adjourn. I already made the motion.
Did she vote
She did.
certified?
She did.
Okay.
we need a second to the,
a second.
all right. Thank you.
We got a new clerk.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was me tomorrow. I know it's good. Clean up my theory is that ten is go, you know, like if I can't.
I don't know.
Give it.
You know, I just.
Sacrificial land.
I think y'all made a good decision. I think we made a good decision.
That's why.
We made a great decision. As far as the counter. But I also think we can't run this town in one meeting in 5 months.
Exactly.
Okay. I think we need to try to the month. That's not popular.
We don't usually stick this way.
Just everybody, all right.
You know, if there's ever a hint of precipitation, I'm on the Zoom by you guys, but so you know that.
Me too, I live longer.